We're back. It's only been 5 days, but it feels like it's been a month. Marco, we are live. Welcome to another episode of the Project 90 Soccer Podcast. My name is Antonio, and I'm here with the guy wearing the jersey, the Ted Lasso jersey, from what I've just learned. Marco, el jefe más grande, número uno, con la asada, wey, Muñoz.
Asada.
Marco,
Yo.
¿cómo estamos, amigo?
I am great.
Damn, you look good, dude. What's going on, man? You
Bro,
fucking melting or what?
Dude, it's so hot. Even though it's 97 degrees, man, we've been dealing with this heat for a while already.
This is like, it's technically like a cool day almost from what we've been dealing with. Triple digits, man. Disgusting. My AC's on. I don't even feel it. I don't even feel it in this fucking house. My dog outside right here, he's panting away, dude. You can't fucking catch a cool breath in this fucking house. It's crazy, man.
You got to do my Julio right and turn up that AC.
Dude, it's cranked on right now. I'm going to get him one of them kiddie pools and fill it with ice and water, dude. Let him use it as water. Let him use it. He's going to use it as a water bowl, right? He's not going to jump in there. He hasn't figured that out yet. But I'll just spray him with the hose. You know, it'll do the same thing. Anyway, guys, we're getting really off topic here. But today's episode, look, this past weekend, Community Shield, Arsenal, Manchester City. Arsenal winning 3-0, which is not a good start for Manchester City. You got a new manager, Enzo Maresca, right? It's not looking too hot for them right now. We're going to go over that game, what it means going forward as the season's starting here. Okay, it's a big one. And, you know, new news coming out this past week, Ronaldo potentially retiring, right? He's saying this might be my last season. It's not guaranteed, but, you know, it kind of feels like this might be the last season. That's how I took that right there. Another big news, Rodri, finally, all the rumors. Real Madrid wanted him. He didn't want to go. It didn't end up happening. Ended up going to their rivals, Cross City, Barcelona. The deal is done. He's now a Barcelona player, which ties into Manchester City, right? We'll talk about that shortly. And then last but not least, we had, because now I'm blanking, what did we have? Oh, yeah. Simple. Predictions. Premier League is kicking off this weekend. Serie A, La Liga. We're going to go over who we think is going to win. I have a few ideas, right? Might be a few shockers in there. So we're going to touch on that ahead of this kickoff of the season. MLS is currently going on as we speak. Nothing new there with the Earthquakes. We'll just get it out of the way. Lost another game. It's a story for another podcast. Marco, I just want to start, man. Did you get a chance to watch this Man City and Arsenal Community Shield?
I watched the extensive highlights.
Me too.
Didn't get to catch the full match.
Yes.
But before I get into that, to all my Project 90 squad out there, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that follow, turn those notifications on. So next time you know when Anto and your guy over here are over here representing and shooting the shit, talking soccer. But no, man, I didn't get to see the full game. I was caught up doing some dad stuff. But 3-0.
3-0. Bit of a shocker, huh?
Yeah. Didn't see that coming.
No.
But I don't know, Anto. I mean, I know we're going to get into league favorites here at the end of the episode. But I mean, with that statement, what is Arsenal already stating, right? That they want to go back to back. So great performance on their end, able to freaking blank Man City out. I don't know if this is just earlier preseason, still at the tail end dealing with some stuff, but I don't know, man. Arsenal look good, and I don't know, is this the start for us to see the decline of the Man City contenders at the top? I don't know.
That's the question, right?
But as Red Devils, I'm kind of rooting for that. But at the end of the day, they brought a breath of fresh air as the reigning champions and winning it all with the new regime and Pep, what Pep brought to the table. So I don't know, man. What do you think?
It's a tough call, right? I think everyone's looking at this game wondering kind of the same thing. Is this maybe the downfall? Typically, we see them come into these games. First game, real competitive game of the season. They came in with Pep. They came in as Man City, and they'd whoop some ass, right? They'd go home with their first trophy of the season. And, it's not to say Arsenal didn't have a chance because they did. They're obviously the champions of the Premier League, but you wouldn't expect them to, first of all, go ahead. I think it was in 26 seconds, Calafiori scored.
Yep.
Shout out to Italy. And then after that, though, it's like they continually just sort of dominated this game. They didn't let Man City into the game. You see, I was particularly looking, obviously, Enzo Maresca as a new coach. They lost Rodri, which we'll get to in a little bit. But I was looking at their squad and I'm really thinking like, who on Man City right now is really their, let's say, number 10, right? Behind the striker type of guy. They had Phil Foden in there. They have Jack Grealish who came off the bench. But when I see those guys, I see them as sort of like supplement players, right? Not like their main guy. It's not like, they had a gem at their hands at the time, Cole Palmer, for instance, who right now would absolutely be thriving with Man City in that position. They need a guy like him. Now, Rodri just left, so it leaves a hole in the midfield. They do have Cherki on the bench, right? He's not starting these games. I still don't know what the deal is with him. He's like a super talent. Maybe it's his attitude. Maybe he doesn't fit into what Enzo Maresca now wants, right? Might be one of those things where he sort of never gets the start this season and ends up going out. I don't know, but it did not look like the dominant Man City that we have been seeing. Arsenal came in, they signed Bruno Guimaraes, right, from Newcastle, who came in, made an impact immediately, first competitive match for a trophy, and Arsenal looks like they're just taking steps forward from last season as opposed to Man City taking steps backward from last season, right? So, I don't know. At this point, the way I saw that, yeah, it's just one game. It's their first competitive game this season coming off a preseason, but regardless, it's still not looking too hot in terms of being a Premier League favorite, which we'll get to at the end there. But how big of an impact do you think Pep Guardiola leaving really is going to make on this team now?
Huge, because I mean, you mentioned some players I've been with Pep for a while who
Yeah.
are or really became something under his system. And now you're going to get a bunch of different guys. You're going to come try different things. And I get it. Man City is like Real Madrid now, Barcelona. They always have different players.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that not only is the impact on the tactical side, but like what Man City means, right? Because for the longest, it meant Pep Guardiola. So
Yeah.
now, is it going to find his new identity? Are they going to go through, are they going to recycle guys left and right to find what Rodri was, or just find somebody in that can fill that position and still offer something else, right? Because at the end of the day, the void is there. You won't be able to fill it with no matter who you get. Rodri is best in the world in his position for a reason. But
Yeah.
I think that you're going to try to find different things. It may take up until the January transfer window to find and figure things out and know who that ideal person is. Because like you said, using Foden and Grealish, who came back after being on
Yeah.
loan, that's
Yeah.
just putting guys in on who they think can offer their services in that area.
Yeah, they're not looking like the same squad. Maybe the sort of confidence within themselves as a team has gone down now that Pep has left. It's hard to say. You got to give them some time, let them adjust to their new coach, new systems, new players. Give Maresca the time to obviously select his team, work with his team, create sort of a system that he likes that works. And then I think in January we probably will see some signings being made, especially now that Rodri left. But until then, I think it's going to be a little bit of a struggle maybe the beginning of the season. It's not going to be as dominant by any means, I don't think. And yeah, Rodri leaving's it's a big one, right? It's a big loss for them. Obviously, Golden Ball world champion. And to be fair, they do have great players. They have Donnarumma in the goal. They have Ruben Diaz. They still have a lot of good players. But I think something just looked like it was just missing. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Is Man City going to be a destination for these top players? Is that going to be considered as a destination for these top players because you don't have Pep to loop you in, right? Because Pep
Right.
alone, who doesn't want to play under him, right? And
Right.
I don't know. I just don't think they have any crazy outside of Holland,
Right.
crazy superstars where you're like,
Yeah.
man, I want to go play over there. So, what do you think?
I think they're still at the stage where they can attract some big names, but I think losing Pep Guardiola is a big factor. right? Because a lot of players want to play under the best coach, especially if that guy is personally calling you to say, "Hey, I'm fucking Pep Guardiola. You know me, right? You know what I've done. You know what I've won. I want you to come be on my team." And that's like a big that's when people have offers from, let's say, the Real Madrids and Barcelonas. Man City was up there with that because of Pep Guardiola. Now I don't think it's as strong. I actually think a team like Arsenal has more pull in terms of a Manchester City. But speaking of Man City and Rodri moving to Barcelona, it was, I believe, 60 million guaranteed with 15 million add-ons, something like that, for a 4-year contract. I wasn't feeling too stoked about Barcelona this season in comparison to Real Madrid, but I think locking Rodri in sort of changes that because now they have this midfield: Rodri, Pedri, Dani Olmo, right? All three of them just winning the World Cup. Rodri seems to fit well with all of them, right? From what we saw, he played every single game. How do you think that helps Barcelona out in their title race this season?
Dude, that's like the perfect match.
Yeah.
Rodri, Olmo, and Rodrigo. Let's call him Rigo. I don't know, dude. Immediately, I'm thinking these guys are going to win it all.
Yeah.
They bring in Rodrigo. And then let go of your boy Ferran Torres. Which was kind of overshadowed by Rodrigo's arrival. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, that makes him look really good. Uh, is this what the filling the final void of Busquets' absence? I know Rodrigo offers a little bit of a different type of game, but at least you know you have someone solid there for time to come.
Yeah, I think Rodri's a really good replacement in terms of that type of player. I think Busquets is sort of irreplaceable. He's like so unique in his style, like truly just like a one of one. But I think Rodri's going to offer a good balance to their midfield. He's going to offer good. He was linked to Real Madrid for far before this Barcelona move happened. Mourinho wanted him there, but in my opinion, at least, I'm gonna ask you now. Like, I think his style sort of fits the Barcelona way a lot better. I think he would fit in their type of play with the type of players they have, more possession. Even though Real Madrid kind of reminds me of a Manchester City in a way, right, where they're a little more speed to them, counterattack, sort of play like that. But I don't know. I feel like Rodri is definitely going to start. He's definitely going to be in that midfield. I think he just took them from a potential contender to possibly being the contenders for La Liga this year. But I don't know. Real Madrid, you know what they've done this summer. They've got a lot of fucking signings too. So I'm sure we'll touch on all that now when we talk about our predictions for the La Liga and these other leagues. But yeah, Rodri, man. It's the biggest
Yeah,
move I think that's happened besides Ferran Torres leaving and some of the other moves Real Madrid's made.
yeah, you're right when you mentioned his style would have fit more with Barcelona because we started talking about that. I was like, well, yeah, Real Madrid has all these guys like Luca, Tony Cruz. You have
Mm-hmm.
Kaká for a short stint. Where as soon as they get the ball, we're going up,
We're going
right?
forward.
Versus Rodri, he's already looking at options. Are like, where am I going to dispose of this ball? So yeah, fits way better with Barcelona.
Yeah, I agree. Now, moving on, Marco, there's big news. Big news coming out of the mouth of the GOAT himself, right? Ronaldo saying that this is, I think it was, he said, this is probably going to be my last season, right? Obviously, the way I look at it is as soon as he left Europe, as soon as Messi left Europe, as soon as you guys leave Europe, it's kind of like, you already kind of feel like they're out of it in a sense, right? But like when you hear this and you finally realize what this means, it sinks in. Like, we're not going to see him play professionally anymore. Like what we've watched growing up all the way up until now is about to end, right? What does this mean to you? Obviously, you're a big Real Madrid fan, big Man United fan, Ronaldo fan. What did this news mean to you? How did it hit you? What do you think? Do you really think he's going to actually retire? What do you think?
I think he's finally going to retire, and
Ooh.
I hate to say that because that's my whole soccer childhood, adult life, spending watching Ronaldo and along amongst other things. But the type of stuff that he's been doing, I actually thought he was going to retire previous World Cup
Uh-huh.
in Qatar when they were eliminated, but he started gaining a string of form and he was still bringing in those goals. So which he never officially said he wasn't going to play in this recent World Cup. So He was able to make it back on the squad. But yeah, man, it'll be bittersweet this season, and watching every match kind of want to make you watch every match.
Yeah.
But kudos to this guy, and I don't want to jinx him, knock on wood, but he's been so healthy.
Yeah.
That who's to say, and I wouldn't put it past him, where he has an amazing season and he's like, what's another 6 months?
Right.
But he's one of those guys where he's at the top still physically, and he thinks he's at the top with his playing style to where he can call it a day and say he walked away on his end
Yeah.
when he wanted to. And I saw I read a couple articles where he's like, I have my stuff set up already. I have my businesses, I have all my entrepreneurship to where I won't have to be able to think about football because I'm going to be busy, and my life is going to be filled with things to do. And looks like he already took step one in getting married with his baby mama. So yeah, man, it's going to be bittersweet when it happens, as it's happening, but it's going to be deuces to one of the legends.
Yeah, truly one of the legends. And I see this as, I remember Jamie Carragher said it once. He's like, leave football before football leaves you, right? And I think sort of Ronaldo kind of falls into that. Maybe he's sort of, I don't want to say over it or like not passionate about it anymore, or whatever the case may be, but I think he's finally reached the age. He finally realizes, like, I think a big motivating factor for him these past, late mid 30s to now 41, I believe he is, was
41.
It was Portugal, right? It was being able to play internationally with Portugal, try to win a World Cup, right? Try to win titles for Portugal. I think that was the driving force for him for these last couple years in particular. But now that that's kind of put to rest, right? I don't see him having a major role, even if he were to stay for the Euros and possibly even another World Cup. You never know with this guy. I doubt it, but he already knows, I think, that he will not be the starter like he was this time. Like, this truly was his last opportunity to really get it done, right? So maybe he's looking forward now and he's thinking maybe retirement, right? Get into the coaching staff, maybe sort of.
You see him as a coach? I don't.
I don't know. That's a tough question, right? There's a lot of people have always said, like, between Ronaldo or Messi, Ronaldo in particular, they could see him being a manager. And to me, I don't. I see him being a guy that kind of doesn't completely get out of the game altogether, but I think he's more of like in the family man mode right now, right? I think he's going to be like following really closely with, especially his son now that's playing, right? He's like getting up there in age. Maybe he's going to go pro, who knows? And I think he's sort of getting to the point where he's probably not going to stop staying in tip-top shape the way he is. He's not going to stop working his ass off. But I think he just wants to have his time at this point, right? At his age, got the kids, got a family, he's married now. It's like the amount of time that's required to be a professional athlete is ridiculous. He's already been doing it for as long as he has. But there's one thing that makes me think he might go another season. Okay, Ronaldo he's not shy when he says it. He wants to be the best. He's always wanted to be the best. He loves breaking records, or records
1,000
find
goals.
him. Whatever, the 1,000 goals, and right now I believe at 976. Okay, so that leaves 24 goals. Do you think that he just, for the sake of that record, plays one more season? Or do you think he could actually stop? Imagine he stops at like 985 or 990 and he says, all right, I'm done. You think he could? I just don't think he would do that. I feel like he would just be like, fuck it, I got to break this one. Once I break this one, I can say I completed the game. I did everything I wanted to do, could have done. Broke a record that's never been broken, right? And we've heard him say it over and over. All of my goals are on video, right? So there's 1,000 goals on video. I think he sticks around and breaks that record. I don't know. What do you think? You don't think he does that?
Well, to answer the first question,
yeah,
the only way I see him back around the club,
yeah,
I mean, he's being a full-time owner. He's already part owner of Almeria
in Spain. Yeah.
So I don't see him like a Zlatan Ibrahimovic as like a
ambassador
top guy at the
yeah.
club, making decisions. I don't see him doing that. I think this guy's going to be traveling the world. I mean, his kid is still playing. We'll see. Maybe he goes all in on that. But yeah, I don't see him coaching. Nothing.
Yeah.
All he's doing is owning.
Yeah.
With
goes the David Beckham route.
Yes. Yep. David Beckham route.
Yeah.
To your second question, Bro, I don't think he plays the extra season, even if he doesn't get the 1,000 goals.
Damn, he's gonna come this far, dude.
I think he's gonna go so close, go ham this year, where he could potentially get a goal. Because look, if it is truly his final season, hey coach, whatever games I can play, let me play him.
Yeah.
He knows his body. He says that all the time. He's in shape of like a 20-year-old or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So he knows when to take time off and when to keep going. I think he's gonna go ham, try to get him, and then ultimately he doesn't want to be also known as the guy like, well, he played an extra 2 weeks just to get the 1,000 goals under his belt, and then he retired. So
yeah.
I rather him go out this season
on a high note
and score as many as he can.
Yeah, yeah, I could see him. I could see him doing both, but I think that is a possibility where he just doesn't care. I think ultimately he would like to break it, right? But he sees there's more important things in life than just scoring 1,000 goals. To be completely honest, I don't think that alone, or like him winning a World Cup and not winning the World Cup, is going to determine whether he's one of the GOATs or not, right? Like it's already set in stone. Like he is, it's unquestionable, right? My biggest thing too with his announcement and his sort of decision now to possibly retire, I think it really does come from the World Cup. I think he sort of came back to earth in a sense because he's been off it for so long because he's so fucking good that he really has slowed down. I think it really kind of set in with him this year, where it's like, damn, like I don't feel like I could play as good as I want or have been or have in the past, even at older ages that I've been able to do it at. I think that kind of set in as well. And yeah, man, it's hard to forget though. The guy that went all over the place, England, Italy, Spain, he won everything you can win at club level, literally
Everywhere.
won Euros, Nations Leagues, breaking records all over the fucking place.
Hey, imagine if he would have gone to France, he probably would have won.
Dude, I know someone who didn't, right? You could say it, dude, it's fine. His time, he's playing right now with Miami. Actually, they're winning a game. He did score a goal. Anyway, that's besides the point.
Yeah,
But
that's what he refers to.
But hey, Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the GOATs. Honored to have watched him this entire time. Just a legend, bro. Never gonna forget about that guy. Doesn't matter who comes next. Ronaldo will always be one of the absolute GOATs of his generation. And if he retires, so be it, man. It's his decision. Let him do it. Marco, look, speaking of Real Madrid legends, Juventus for 2 years, but yet a legend. Man United, legend, right? Winner of these leagues. Predictions. This weekend, Serie A kicks off. Premier League is starting. La Liga is starting. I want to start with the Premier League. Okay. Who do you think, straight up, right out the gate, who's going to win the Premier League this season?
I think it's going to be a 1-2 race with everything that's going on. But I'm just going to say it. I think Arsenal are going to go back to back. If they don't shoot themselves in the foot, look like they were starting to do that at the end of last year.
Yeah.
But I think Mikel Arteta already has everything cooking. So he's won. They've all won. So now they know how it feels to win and how to get there. So I think it's going to be Arsenal with the four. Arsenal, Liverpool, Man U,
Chelsea.
And then I'm gonna put Chelsea as the fourth with Man City. Honestly, fighting for those Champions League's last spots.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be a close race in terms of the Champions League. We've seen Aston Villa. We've seen all these teams sort of really make a case for themselves. But I agree with you. I think Arsenal. I think it's their title to lose ultimately. I think.
And real quick, the reason I didn't go with Aston Villa, maybe they round up the top five, is because in the Premier League, bro, those last couple of spots are always hot and cold, and you won't start fighting those out until after the transfer market.
Yeah.
When stuff is finally coming together and they find those last pieces, and even some clubs that you didn't even think were going to end anywhere near in the 6, 7, 5 spot end up creeping up on the back end. So that's why I couldn't really say Aston Villa, because anyone in that general area, can make an appearance. But you're always rooting, unless they have very, very bad years like Tottenham did last season. These are going to be your four all the time.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a good point. And even Tottenham, like they had a terrible season, but they made some big moves this summer. I wouldn't be shocked to see them go from nearly getting relegated to now qualifying for the Champions League. Like in the Premier League, all this shit can happen, right? Liverpool, even there's Chelsea, Man United, Man City, right? They're all there still. So it's like they say it's the most competitive league for a reason, and it truly is. But again, I think, like you said, Arsenal is the favorite in my opinion. I think obviously now just beating Man City 3-0, huge confidence boost. Winning the league last year, I think, is very important, not just because they finally won, but because the previous times when they were close, I think the pressure of not having won it or that pressure of like, oh my God, like we might actually win this, fucked them up every single time. And that was the case for Liverpool for a couple years. The Gerrard slip, all these different things where it's like they were so close. And I feel like the reality of like, holy shit, we might actually do this ultimately ended like fucking them over, right? They played like a smaller team or mid-table team. They just need to win this game, for instance, and they end up fucking losing it because of the pressure ultimately. So now that Arsenal's sort of over that hump, having won it last year, made the Champions League final, I think it's really just it's the Premier League's theirs to lose. That's ultimately it for me. So I think Arsenal as well. La Liga, Marco. Now, Barcelona, the big three, right? Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid's usually that maybe team, right? Possible, could happen type of team. But with all the moves Real Madrid's been making, Barcelona now, Lamine, Rodri, all these teams, Lamine's growing in stature. He's getting more experience. They got Kubarsi. They got all these, great fucking teams. I'd imagine
they basically have the national team.
They basically do, bro. And I think between those two teams, one of them will take it. And I want to know, do you think it's Real Madrid or Barcelona?
I think it's Real Betis who's going to take it off.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. We're going to hang up. This podcast is over. Find our socials on fucking Project. What are you talking about, dude?
It's going to be Real Betis with Celta de Vigo at a close second.
Oh, shit, dude. I heard Villarreal is going to make a real push this season.
Hey, Villarreal, the Yellow Submarine, is always up and down. But I think the national team, the B national team, is going to take it. They're just stacked.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to build on last year. Real Madrid is crazy stacked also.
Yeah,
but
dude.
With Real Madrid, it always happens like this. It always takes them about a year or two before they finally start lifting trophies. They'll get like the Copa del Rey or anything like that, but like winning La Liga or Champions League, I think for them, major adjustment, guys in, guys out, new coach. I think it's going to take about a year for them to start seeing anything crazy. But I think the Blaugrana is going to take it once again.
Damn, dude, I'm kind of stuck on who I want to pick because I think of Real Madrid and they are so unbelievably stacked, which doesn't always mean you're going to win, right? But under Mourinho, for me, is just a different story. It's just a different story. The moves they've made this summer, Cucurella's on they made so many transfers this summer.
Oh, that's what we forgot to talk about.
What's that?
Silva. That's another hole that
Bernardo Silva. Oh, exactly. That's a big one right there. Talk about experience.
Huge. You're losing that energy. You're losing that experience, that leadership from a guy that's been with them for a quick minute. And he was always crucial in those important moments, whether he was making goals or creating opportunities to create that goal. So, yeah, that's another one we missed.
That's a big loss for Man City. That's a big factor into their season as well. But now Real Madrid have him. Maybe you can say in an older age, right? More experience, but they have so much youth on the team. So many players in their prime, Valverde, Mbappe, all these guys, that all these players they brought in is just like a bonus at this point, right? There's just to supplement their team. I don't think Mourinho's the kind of guy to just fucking randomly pick guys because they have big names. I think he's picking players based on them fitting into this specific system and style of play that he wants. And because of that, I have to be honest, I think Real Madrid is going to take it this year. I think they're going to win La Liga, dude. And I think they're actually going to go on a little bit of a run for the next 2 or 3 years even. Yeah, it's a big statement there, but I don't know. I think Barcelona, it's going to be still cracking, smashing games, El Clasicos. I think Barcelona, there's going to be that that give and go sort of like we're in first, Real Madrid's in second, that up and down sort of switching of that position. But I think ultimately Real Madrid's going to come through. I think they're going to conquer La Liga, and then next season and the seasons following, they're going to be all in on the Champions League again because that's just their tournament, right? They always want the Champions League. And Mourinho knows all about
La
the Champions
Orejona.
League. Yeah, dude. All of Real Madrid, when you think of the Champions League, that's who you think of, bro. They win that shit. They win, Marco. Do it again. Little trophies. Vamos.
Vamos.
But that's what I think
Los
for Spain.
blancos.
Los blancos, número uno. I don't know how to say it in Espanol. Primer place in La Liga this season.
Primer lugar en la Liga.
Primer lugar en la Liga. Damn, dude. Damn. All right, Marco, look, last subject and topic before we close this out. The Serie A, Italia. Look, not the best league in the world like it used to be, right? Still a very top league, a lot of top players, a lot of really good teams, right? What do you see happening in the Serie A this year? Is it a Milan year? Is it an Inter again? Is it Juve? Is it Fiorentina? What is it? What do you see?
It is going to be a Milan. Yeah. It is going to be a Milan year, but a Inter Milan year. I just don't see it with Rossoneri. Juve, they're going to be fighting for it. Fiorentina, who knows? We find them again in the top four. But yeah. Milan just doesn't have anything. I don't think so. So I think, man, there's nothing too crazy to talk about here. I think these guys are going to run it back.
Yeah, they've just clearly been the best team in Serie A the past couple of years. Juve clearly on the down, right? They're kind of somewhere in the middle somewhere. They're still figuring their shit out. They just lost Vlahovic, right? Went to Turkey, like their number 9, their striker. So I don't see Juve taking it this year. AC Milan, we all know what the deal is there, right? Problems everywhere. They're not able to get it done. Inter Milan's been the most consistent by far. I think Roma is going to, maybe make a Champions League spot, right? I see, like I said, past episode, my shocker of this Serie A season, I think is going to be Como with Fabregas, right? I actually think that if there's anyone that's going to contend with the title this year, it's not going to be Juve, it's not going to be Rome, it's not going to be Milan, it's going to be Como. And I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to fucking say it, dude. I think Como is going to win the Serie A this year. I think Como is going to come out. They're going to pull a fucking Leicester City, okay, in the Serie A, which is not the Premier League, but still impressive as fuck. And they're going to go through. They're going to fucking open the season strong. They're going to come out. Nico Paz is going to have the ultimate season of his life, number 10 for Como, okay? They're going to go to all these teams. They're going to go to the San Siro. They're going to go to Juve. They're going to go to Rome, and they're going to win. And ultimately, at the end of the season, you and we are both going to see, just like everyone else, Como lifting the Serie A trophy. That's what the fuck I think. Yeah. I'm rooting for him, bro.
Round of applause for Antonini going all out on a limb for Como. Yeah. Yes. Shout out to them. Shout out to Fabregas, but I don't see it.
Damn.
I don't see it.
Come
and
on,
when it comes down to those dog days of the league, I'm going to go with experience. I'm going to go with Inter Milan, getting those nitty-gritty games to where you need that last goal or you need to hold on this score to get these points. So I'm going to go with the experience, man. As much as I like the Cinderella story, the Leicester City story, the Lake Como coming from the slums of bottom of the barrel of the leagues to coming back up and being Italia's the Serie A sweetheart, I got to go with the experience at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So what's going to happen is we're making a wager right now. Como is not going to win, right? Rather, wherever they fall, they're not going to win. So that's the bet right there. And if I win, you're going to owe me un café y un cornetto, okay? And if Como wins, what do I got? What do I got to give you?
Okay, look, this is the deal. Café cornetto's a given, okay? For sure. Let's make a real bet right now. You ready for this? If Como wins, you buy me a Como jersey.
Oh.
All right? If Inter wins, I'll buy you an Inter Milan jersey. Shake. If you're not watching this, we're air shaking right now. Okay, this is like a legal binding contract.
Whoa, what am I doing?
I don't know what to do with my hands right now. Look, Marco, that was great. Okay. I love your take. You're going with experience, which is probably a smarter move, right? Most people with a fucking head on their shoulders would do that. I'm not one of those guys. All right, I have a few screws loose. So Como's going to take it. But look, Marco, before we close out this episode, just want to remind you, we have 26 subscribers now, by the way. Okay, going strong on YouTube. We're dropping episodes on a weekly basis. We're having fun. We're having fun doing this. Now, before we close this episode out, though, Marco, I got to ask you one question. Do you have anything else for this Project 90 fan base that we are creating? Do you have anything else to say before we close it out?
Are we dropping a bomb right now?
I don't know. Are we?
We're releasing jerseys with Project 90 on the patch. Is that what we're doing?
No, dude. I'm asking you. Do you have any closing words?
Nah, man. Hell of a segment. I can't wait to the start of the league. I can't wait till I'm waking up on Saturday mornings when everyone's still asleep and I'm catching those early games here in California and not wanting to do anything until all these games are done. So just like the World Cup, I got to write my wife a letter and let her know I will be occupied doing these Premier League games, Serie A games, La Liga games, just trying to catch all these Clásicos as much as I can, which I'm already in the doghouse, man. I'm watching Leagues Cup, MLS. I'm watching it on the weekends. I'm watching it on the evenings. I'm watching La Liga MX. I'm watching highlights. I'm at work watching Community Shield. Bro, but don't forget, you also got to watch Project 90, so tune in.
That's right, dude. You've been on D&D for 10 months. And on top of all that, we have Project 90, Marco. But I do like that idea. Jerseys, Project 90. One of these days, you got to follow, you got to like, you got to subscribe. Stay tuned because when we drop those, it's going to be a limited drop. You got to get in now, dude. You got to get in now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, project90soccer.com. Find our socials, streaming platforms. We're on Spotify, Apple, TikTok. Still getting Instagram. We'll get there. OnlyFans, all over the place, bro. We're all over the place. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for listening. And until next time, this has been Project 90. Peace.